Yep, the Honda CRF. That's the 250L. But you know what? The 300L is confirmed 100% and it's coming. But is it coming to the United States? We're going to talk about it next.
Happy Friday, everybody. KTM never, ever not will put a smile on your face. It is just entirely too much fun of a motorcycle. They make great motorcycles. But anyway, hey, Joe here, Friday night. Thank you for stopping in and joining the video for tonight. And hopefully you had a good week this week. Really good on me. Beautiful outside. It's like 70 degrees, sunny, at Gat. Don't care about you guys. New here, subscribe, thumbs up, be part of the channel. Remember, 690adb at gmail.com. You can have any time. We get lots of emails. I answer every one of them. Sometimes it takes a little longer than others. Yeah, just make sure you're part of it. But anyway, hey, let's get on to tonight's video. Let's talk about Honda. I did a video about 3 weeks ago on the 250 2021 models of the CRF 250L and the Rally. Well, you know, we at the very end of that video, if you made it to the end, the 300L had been discussed. Well, it's no longer discussion. It's 100% fact. It is coming. I'm very excited. I love Honda motorcycles. They make such great machines, and they're very reliable. They're very, very bulletproof. They're trustworthy, and they're really worth every penny that you spend on them. Now, the 300L, 100% it's coming. It's already out there, and boy, do they look cool. They look cool. They do look a little bit like the 250Ls, but man, I tell you what, there are good changes to those. And depending on what the price mark is going to be on these, and I'll tell you what, I definitely probably overlooked the 250L for the 300 just because of what they have in that bike. Let's just start off from the very get-go. More horsepower, considerably more horsepower than the 250, which is really nice because the 250 has about 22 horsepower, maybe 23 if you really max out hard. Well, these got 31 horsepower, man. 31 horsepower, and that's about 30% or a little bit better overall performance and power. That's a big deal. That's a third more power for, you know, about 50 cc's in a bike. That's pretty darn awesome. Not only is it more powerful, it's lighter. It's lighter than the 250s, man. Lighter, much lighter. They shaved almost 30 pounds off these bikes. More power, and they shaved a lot of weight off of it. The 300L, the Honda CRF 300L, is going to weigh in at about 304 pounds. 304. Where my 250L that sits in the garage, if you saw the intro, I still love that bike. It's really fantastic. But that thing weighs about 330 pounds, you know, as it sits, you know, and, you know, that's a really good shaving in weight. And not, I mean, it's pretty amazing that they can shave that much weight and it actually be a bigger bike. So very cool, man. I think it's awesome. I think, you know, Honda's on the right track for sure. And not only that, they've got the new LED headlamps in the front, which I think are really super cool. And that 300L, the CRF 300L, looks, man, it looks almost exactly like the 400. Now, granted, it's not the 400. It doesn't have that power and that type of, you know, setup, but it sure looks like it, and it looks really cool. And at 31 horsepower, that thing will giddy up. That thing will have that thing should do pretty darn good, especially off-road. And also, it should have a lot better street manners because of the extra power. It should travel a whole lot better. They got the new digital display on the front. And like I said, there's going to be pictures up on screen of the bike of what it looks like. But the new LED across the top, really nice because it's nice, it's big, it's bright. It's got a gear indicator on it. It's shows you the, I think it's got the RPMs on it and all that stuff. Now, granted, it's kind of a stripped down, dual sport bike, but it is really nice. And the gear indicator is really cool, especially for new riders, because that helps them know if they're looking down to know what gear they're in. And sometimes it can get a little confusing knowing what gear you're in when you're riding your bike, especially when you're off-road or on the road. Now, they didn't change really the height at all, but for new riders, these Hondas are really perfect for like new riders and short riders, especially, like women and just people that are just not very tall, The CRF the 300L is just going to be overall, that's my personal preference as far as looks and the way that it's set up, because it looks like a real dirt bike, and but it's street legal. And but that thing right there is really kind of nice because it's only a 32-inch seat height. So you short riders, it's really going to work out much better because of it. The Rally is going to be at 35 inches of seat height, which is not horrible. I mean, my KTM, my 690 Enduro R is a 37-inch seat height. It's tall, man. And I had to lower it just a little bit so I could touch. And I'm right at 6 foot. More fuel, so it's going to be able to travel more. The 300L is going to have 2 gallons of fuel. And the Rally is bumped up a little bit more, and it is hovering in at 3.4 gallons. So with Honda, they usually sip fuel, so it's probably going to get a really, really good range when you want to travel. 21-inch front tire, 18-inch rear, so it's nice. So you got all those choices, as my mother would say. All the choices and tires, so you can really get a good on-road tire, but you can also get the really nice off-road tires too, that are DOT legal, that you can get out and you can adventure ride if you want to. Now, as in the beginning, US, is it coming? No, it's not. As of right now, it's not coming. It's only announced for Thailand and parts of Asia. But man, I'll tell you what, Honda would be absolutely a fool if they did not bring this to the United States. They will sell a boatload of these things. And at a 300, man, that bike right there, I can tell you 100% who in the 300cc range is going to be the competitor. It's going to be better than almost all the 250s. And not only that, it's going to be with most of the, basically the 300cc bikes that are out there, it's probably be better than those because you have 2 choices between the 300L and the 300 Rally for traveling. So who is it going to be better than? BMW, the 310? I know it'll be better than that one. It's going to be better than the vstrom, the Versys X300, and just pick your 250 flavor. And with that amount of horsepower and the way that it's set up, I tell you who's really probably it may reign as the new king, as the WR250R. And I love that WR250R, guys. I think it is fantastic. I do believe it's the king. But this new 300L from Honda, the CRF300L, I can't wait. I'm excited. Man, it's a good time to be in our sport. But anyway, hey, I tell you what, thank you so much for being part of it. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. Be part of the channel. 690adv@gmail.com. Anytime, anywhere. We appreciate you. You guys have a great weekend. Get out and ride. Find your adventure. 690 out.